Hi everybody, Ellie here with ABC Bead Supply. I'm here today to share with you 6 projects. We'll show you how to make them, how to assemble them. They're all projects that we have DIY, all new DIY project kits available for. They all feature new silicone bead styles that have all loaded this week over on our website at abcbeadsupply.com. We also have photos of each of these 6 projects on our website blog, along with some clickable supply list links below them, so that if you would rather buy full packages and full quantities of the supplies used to make these projects over just the DIY project kits, you can do that easily as well. Everything is available on our website, all of the materials used here, as well as tools and supplies. So the kits come with everything that you need to make just one of each of the featured projects, and then the shopping list for the supply list links will take you to the full package sizes, full quantity sizes of each individual item. We also have loaded a new item that works really nicely with these pen and keychain duos. Actually, let me show you that now. So we have shown projects with these before. We loaded them a couple weeks ago. They're these pen keychains. So the pens are actually attached to a keychain. So they're available in both white and black. We have those available on our website individually. We've also loaded these binder clips to our website that can be added to them. The binder clips make a really nice addition to be able to attach items to this little swivel mount. So if you grab these for example, these notebooks that you can grab at Staples, any kind of notebook from anywhere, if there's a spiral binding to them, it's as easy as looping these binder clips right through a spiral and then attaching them to the loop. And then that makes it so you can take this and use it as a keychain. You can attach it as a lanyard. You can attach it to a bag handle. These clips are really nice for little tote bags. And so that way you can just attach these and have a notepad and pen all ready to go and accessible all the time. But it's hard to write in a notebook with the pen attached to it. So the binder clips are super easy. They just snap. I say binder clips. They're binder rings. The binder rings are easy to snap on and off, so that you can just write, and then when you're all done writing, just open that ring up again and attach it like so. And then you've always got the notebook, the notepad available, but it's functional. So these we have carried, the binder clips we have carried, and you can grab spiral notebooks anywhere, Amazon, Target, Walmart, Staples. The item that we've just added to the site this week are these strips, and they come in a 10 pack, a strip of 10, and they are these peel and stick little hooks that little tabs that you can take any notebook that doesn't have to have a spiral. So these cute little composition notebooks, and you can just attach them right to the back of them. It's peel and stick, and then that makes it so you don't have to have a spiral binding on your notebook to be able to use it. So it opens up the door a lot more for types of books that can be added, types of notebooks that can be added. It also opens the door for the types of items you can add to it. You could do little mini calendars. I mean, you could really get creative with the things that you could attach to these keychains with these peel and stick tabs. So the peel and stick tabs have been added to our website as well. And again, they come in a strip of 10. The other thing that you can attach, we have had these, but you can attach these badge reel, the ID pouches as well. They come in both horizontal and vertical, and that is a nice, a good attachment for it too. So you can clip this onto a lanyard, or you can again clip it onto, if you don't need to wear the ID badge all the time and you just need it with you, and can attach it to your bag, that's an option as well. So there's lots of possibilities. The kits are going to include what you see here and the binder ring. If you want notebooks or tabs or ID pouches or anything like that, that would be an extra add-on. We have shown tutorials in the past for making these curved keychains, but we haven't had kits for them. So we've got 2 new kits available with this curved keychain format. We're going to show you how to make those in a minute. These are so fun. They work great with circular silicone focal beads, which we've just added 2 new ones of this week to the site. So that's a fun addition. And then we've got 2 lanyards as well, 2 new lanyard designs, bright and cheerful. These lanyards, I also recommend you can buy these the ID pouches too, vertical or horizontal, and they just clip right to the end of your lanyard, and then you still have room for attaching a key. The pouches also are great for putting a gift card in, and it makes a really great gift presentation. If you're gifting a lanyard to a teacher, you can put a gift card right in these ID pouches and clip it to their lanyard, and then it's a usable gift card holder. So lots of ideas here, lots of really great useful things. Teacher Appreciation Week is in May. I know that's a bit of a ways down the road, but it's honestly, it's one of our biggest holidays here at ABC Bead Supply, because the people seem to make the most for that week with out of any of the holidays. And I think it's the price point of what these gifts are is just really a great price point for teacher gifts. Your kids, teens and tweens, can also make these, which is also nice. You know, my daughter is 9.5, and she will help me make any of these projects for her teachers, and then it's something that she feels like she can do herself and as a gift and as a presentation too. So I think that's another fun component to it as well. But let me show you how to make each of these. Let's start off with the lanyard. So the kits have everything that you need to make one of the featured projects. And again, you can buy the supplies individually as well. We've got those clickable supply list links. You're going to take, we cut the satin cord. You get 48 inches of satin cord in your kit. That's a great starting point. You can always shorten it. Lanyard length is always a very personal preference depending on height, body shape, all that stuff. So you have the ability to trim this if it is just way too long. But you're going to fold that in half and loop it over that swivel end of the keychain, and we're just turning this keychain into a lanyard. And I like using the keychains over a lanyard clip. The lanyard clips I really like for like bag tags. I like these keychains for the lanyards because a lot of times teachers want to attach more than just their ID, want to wear more than just their ID. So it just gives a little bit more room to add things. So you're going to get all of those acrylic beads on, and then I like using a loop turner for getting the silicone focal beads on. When you're pushing cord through the beads, this satin cord, it glides through the acrylic, but it sticks a little bit with the silicone. So the loop turner is helpful to thread those silicone beads over your cord, and we have the silicone, the loop turners available on the website as well. I'm just going to do an overhand knot to hold everything together and prevent it from shifting when it's being worn. If you're bending over or anything, that way you don't have beads clanking up by your face, right? It stays down low. And then the final step is going to be just attaching the breakaway clasps. You'll put one in each end, and then just do a double knot in the ends of each of these. I'm not gonna even take the time to do it because you can know how to make a double knot. You'll do a double knot in each of these ends, and then this is what the finished product is. And you can shorten it. So if you don't, you can even gift it this way and they can shorten it later. The pieces will push right back up through, just like that. So if they want it 2 inches shorter, just pull those out, and then they can put a couple knots in it and make it shorter. So as always, I think it's always better to go bigger, and because they can be shortened, but you can't add the length. So if you go that direction with it, I think that's helpful. So those are the lanyards. There's 2 lanyard designs, so both of those are going to be made the same way. They're just using different beads. For these, I'm not going to rehash all of the different components and attachments that you can do with it. So the pen itself is shouldn't be, it's just like beading a regular beadable pen. So you're going to put your beads on the pen. Now, oh, I was just going to tell you, do not lose the tiny little spacer bead, and I have lost the tiny little spacer bead. How about that? Oh, no, I haven't. It was stuck to my silicone bead. These tiny little disc spacer beads, we have them in silver, gunmetal, gold, and rose gold. And they are perfect for making beadable projects with silicone. So when you're beading silicone, a lot of times there's little nooks in the shape of the silicone. And you can see the rod if you just add your beads and put one bead on another. You can see the rod on the in between, the gap between the beads. So with these tiny little discs beads, it allows you to shimmy and spread that silicone bead right over and around, and it just gives a little bit more of a polished look rather than seeing the rod that it's being beaded onto. It adds a little bit more framing to it, a little bit more of a polished look by filling in that gap. And they get into small spaces really good. So those are really helpful for using with silicone focal beads on the rods. So once you've got all your beads on, you're just going to pull all those beads up and over to expose the full screw run. I always recommend adding a dab of E6000 glue on that screw before putting your base in, just to give it a permanent bond and make sure it doesn't untwist the wrong way over time when you don't want it. And again, we have put in a binder clip with these, so you've got a binder clip. You just don't have a notebook or on the peel and stick tabs or lanyards or anything like that with them. So you've got to decide what, if anything, you want to attach to those as your other attachment option. The curved keychains. Again, both are going to be made the same way. They're just using different beads. Oh, I forgot to show you that one again. So there's two of those. There's not a tiny little disc bead in this one because of the silicone shape. So that's just the only difference between the two. Okay, so we've got all of our supplies. You're going to take the satin cord, 48 inches of satin cord is in this one as well. Fold it in half, but instead of putting this part through the loop net, through the keychain as well, you're going to cut it this time, and then you're going to fold it again because you actually want it to be quadrupled. You want 4 pieces of cord on this, and this is going to give more stability to the shape that you're creating. So we're going to put the loop end through that swivel, just like with the lanyard. There's just 4 pieces to work with here. And then the loop turner is going to be really essential for this one because you're going through 4 strands. So you really need that to get the silicone to get threaded. So if you're grabbing these kits, make sure you tag a loop turner onto your order as well, so that you can complete them. So we're going to add the 15 millimeter neon pink silicone bead first, and then we're going to split this cord in half so that we have 2 strands and 2 strands. And then we're going to take that loop turner. We're going to put just the focal bead on the right side through 2 strands. And then on the left side, we're going to do the orchid 12 millimeter, lime 12 millimeter, orchid, lime, just making this pattern. And you're putting a total of 5 beads every other color on this side. So all of the beads can go on at once all at the same time. Loop them over the end of that loop turner and pull. And then we're going to bring all of them together again for that last 15 millimeter neon pink silicone bead. And we're going to put all of the strings through on that last bead, and just going to hold tight and give a pull on each of these strands to get them all tightened up and get your tension tight on these. You want them to be just tight enough that everything fits together. You don't want to pull so tight that you swing this up over. So if you pull really tight, you can kind of flip that up and over. So you don't want to go so tight that you do that. Tension is really important with this. You want to pull just tight enough that everything is snug and that this is rigid in here without being so tight that you're creating so much tension that you're flipping the beads over. So fine balance. Want to make sure that give it a couple taps to make sure it's staying put and where you want it to. And then from there, you can put in your overhand knot with all 4 of those strands. And that knot is going to just go right up flush next to that 15 millimeter silicone bead on the end. And then the final step for a nice finish and presentation is going to be to just go through and put a knot in each of the ends of this of the cord. So 4 knots, 1 in each, and I'm tying them at different points, different places. I think it adds to the design if they're not all in a straight line and you've got varying heights with this. So we're going to do 4 knots, and then we're going to trim just below. These are not the sharpest scissors. They really need sharpened, or I need to get a new pair, but that's okay because we're going to do one more step. You're just going to take a lighter, and with a lighter, you're just going to hit each of these ends of the satin cord to melt them and get rid of any fraying pieces and prevent them from fraying when they're being used, especially with keychains, with how much they get used. So again, we've got 2 keychain, curved keychain styles. We've got 2 beaded pen keychain styles, and we have 2 lanyards. So there's a total of 6 new designs, all available as DIY project kits. Photos for all these are also available on our website blog. So you've got both options for duplicating these designs, and that's all over at abcbeadsupply.com.